Hello, guys. Greetings. Good morning, and welcome to a new day. Today is Thursday, right? Yeah, today is Thursday, the 24th of August 2023, and by my time, it's about 7:28. Today, I'm here to give us a summary of the mass adoption meeting that was held yesterday, which was on the 23rd of August 2023. So, those of you who will be tuning into my broadcasts, you're welcome, and as usual, as my manner has always been, if you think that this content that I'm going to share to you makes a whole lot of sense, I would appreciate your like. I would appreciate that you subscribe to my channel and you click on the notification bell so that anytime I'm live, you get the notifications. Okay. And finally, do well to share this information so that people can get up to date. A number of people in the community are not able to keep up with the mass adoption meeting. Now, according to priorities in the Simply Brilliant community, as a school, the first thing you should do is to plug into the administration. And the administration comes on to interact with the community on Mondays and on Wednesdays, which is by 4 p.m. West African time. That has always been, and we've been on this exercise for about 3 years or 4 years, about that range, from 2020 till now. That's roughly 3 years. And the best way to get yourself informed in this community is by keeping up or queuing in or taking part in the mass adoption meeting. That way, you get the information from the horse's mouth. I do a summary, and as much as possible, I try to give out the content of what the administration spoke about in the meeting of yesterday. But the first priority is to be in the mass adoption meeting. I think that's for your information. Now, the second one I want to talk about are people to plug into in this community. You should plug into member helpers. Member helpers are the very first set of people to plug into. In this community, when you need clarifications of any kind, do well to plug into a member helper so that the member helper will help you out. Okay. As at now, the very first person of contact is Chief Justice of the Simply Brilliant community, in the person of Brother Bederick. And the second person is Mofo Gildas. These two people are member helpers and they are working directly with the support team, the chief member helpers, so that anything that has issues can be easily sorted out or clarified. So cultivate the habit of reaching out to these two people if there is any other challenge you have. Now it's a technical challenge. Now that does not separate other member helpers. Other member helpers are there. You can also reach out to them, interact with them, share your concerns. Okay, I'll be I'll be sharing my screen soon so that you can see where they are and then reach out to them if there are any issues at all. All right. So the broadcast now officially begins. Yesterday's mass adoption meeting was actually a wonderful one. As usual, the administration took his time to address a few things. And as usual, it's always Bederick that anchors it for the next 2 hours. We're in the meeting. It was Bederick that anchored it. And then the administration had a 1 hour monologue, and the other was a dialogue. Okay. So when the meeting began, the administration started by encouraging the community. That was what he did. Encouraging the community because the community had some fears. There was a talk with the administration and Bederick, and the administration asked Bederick that what are the concerns of the community, and Bederick said, well, a good number of them are concerned about the price of Joy G. That was their concern, and that the price of Joy G has not been going on well. So the administration actually he talked about belief. That was what he talked about. He took his time to address belief. And a few things he said concerning belief. He said that your belief system matters a lot and that you should constantly examine the things that go through your mind. You know, you have to take your time to examine and cross examine the things that go through your mind because every human being exists in a particular universe. You have your universe, I have my universe. There are several universes around us, and that something could be dead in your universe and then alive in someone else's universe. and that the challenge we are going through is a temporary setback. It doesn't mean it will always be like that. A time will come, we are going to pass through this phase. That was what the administration said. And that if in your universe this community is dead, then it has died. Now, in someone else's universe, that community or our community is still very much alive and it is waxing stronger by the day. So that's the person's universe. And he made us understand that somehow we are going to scale through this phase and we'll move to higher grounds. And that if you choose to hang on, you are also going to move forward with us. Remember that we are still on the distribution phase, and people are going to have several opportunities to benefit from. So he also says that the principle of the community still stands, meritocracy. Meritocracy means to whom more is given, more is expected. So you are supposed to raise your frequency to the point where when you are giving, you are able to hold on to it in your universe, believe that it would happen, and then over time it will manifest. The whole narrative boils down to the fact that you have to believe in what we are doing. If you're able to believe and hold on to it long enough, it would manifest. What the Simply Brilliant community are doing are bringing in people from across the world and then giving them a singular objective. And that objective is to end wars, end poverty, and then bring heaven on earth. That's the simple narrative. And as many people that come together and believe that narrative, then it happens. It's that simple. Okay. So, on that said, I'll now share my screen and then we'll look into a few things. And then that'll be all for today's mass adoption meeting. So, do well to like, do well to share, do well to subscribe. So, I'll begin by opening our Kringle Cash back office. And I'm sure you're seeing this. So, in the meeting of yesterday, the administration took his time to remind the community about wallet verification. And everyone who wants to verify his wallet can take time to watch this particular video, a very short video, very short and concise. Do well to watch it, and then you are able to verify your account. The administration says that going forward, that a lot of people that don't verify their accounts, they may not be able to continue with the community. The reason why this is done is to make sure that checks and balances are sorted out, you know, so that people will not keep stealing hashes. Some people steal hashes. And there is also more to this verification to create organization. A whole lot of people do things in a zigzagged manner. And this wallet verification will get it properly sorted out. So I want to advise that every member in the community who have an active account should do well to verify their accounts. Okay? And if you ask me, I believe in this community. I will keep believing in this community because I'm not in this community by my own accord. I've been saying it several times and I'll keep saying it that my being in this community was by the orchestration of Almighty God. And the resources that will be required to keep up in this community will also be provided by my creator because I am in my right course. I am pursuing a course divinely. Yes, in this community, I am pursuing a divine course. And I have no doubt that I'm following the right path. So, the question I would ask you is, have you gotten the conviction in your heart that this is the right course? Or you are working based on the fact that someone referred you, and each time anything goes wrong, you go back to accuse the person or blame the person? I don't know. Examine what is on in your mind. Decide on what is in your mind. But for me, I'm going to follow up in this community till we get to our economy phase. And that's just it. So I hope a good number of us will come together to have that understanding. I hope a good number of us will come together with the same mind. And when you have the same mind, you follow the instructions given by the administration, you comply, you align appropriately. All right. So on that said, we now move over to the main content, which is this. Agents shall lead by example by making daily donations. So the administration took its time to talk about this in yesterday's meeting. And he said a whole lot, and I hope I'll be able to recall all he was able to say. So I'm going to read this, although we've read it, okay, but I want to read it again because I'm summarizing the meeting of yesterday, and it's only reasonable for me to read this and then give it based on all the things I was able to remember the administration said. So we have removed the $50 floor so that members will donate regardless of the price of Joy G. And as I speak to you now, the price of Joy G is roughly $30 as at when this meeting or this broadcast went on. And where was I? Agents should lead by example by making daily donations. Now, the private exchange will be available after we finish testing it. Now, according to the administration, he said that very soon the private exchange will be available. It may be available today, it may be available tomorrow, it may be available this weekend. But the administration is looking at having it within the shortest possible time. And from what he said yesterday, it should be around this week. So let's keep hopes alive and see how it goes. Now, sellers of Joy G on wallets or package swag appears to be getting tired of selling Joy G for less than they paid for it. I don't think these people are sellers that got it with their money. That's my own narrative. That's what I think. Okay, everyone is entitled to what they think. I don't think. I think the number of people that are doing these things are people that got the donations. Members donated to them, so they didn't labor for it. They just got it on a platter of gold. So of course, since I got it on a platter of gold, I have every right to spend it since it's inside of my MetaMask. This is what I am thinking. Because I don't see any reason why you are selling at a loss. If you are selling at a loss, then possibly you didn't get it with your money. This is what I'm thinking. So I don't know. Time shall tell. Now let's continue. But I know that these ones are going to find out when the price of Joy G recovers that they made a very big mistake. No, so the price of Joy G should go up slowly at first as we establish a bottom on the charts. So what the admin is also saying is he wants to, create what you call a bottom. Of course, you know that previously our bottom was about 150, and he wants to see that it gets to 175 and it keeps going up. So it will happen gradually, and as soon as the exchange starts up, this exercise should begin because people will be anxious to go to the exchange and then play around with the exchange. I'll talk more about it shortly. Now, have a long term vision for where we are going in this community. So, admin bothered about this for some time. He bothered about it in the mass adoption meeting. He advised the community not to look at the present, but look at long term. That was what the admin said. And that long term is 2 years from now, 5 years from now, perhaps 10 years from now. And that we are here to stay and that there's nothing that is going to change it. We are going to change the status quo of people in this world, 1 billion of them, precisely 1,111,111, and then lift them out of the poverty level and then make them comfortable so that they can change the world. We want to make this world a better place. So the long-term vision is what members of the community should have, not short-term vision. And as much as possible, if you can get things from the external to invest inside of this community, you are the better. The challenge we are having in this community is that the majority of the people are more on the poverty level. They are closer to the poverty level. They are not among the middle class. Yeah, there are still middle class people in our society. And the bulk of the people in these communities are Africans, which is okay, Africans and Asians. But a good number of them are around the poverty line. And that's why they are finding it difficult to keep up. And it's not the mind of the administration that we continue like this, even though he wants to help everybody. The administration wants to help everybody, but he has to set the record straight. The kind of people that would lift this community and push it forward are people on the middle class level. So where the community is now, is where members should go out and reach out to comfortable people who have the financial means to remain in this community, pay their subscription fee, donate to 10 people for at least 30 days or more. Those are the category of people now the administration is looking out for. And if he's able to get those ones, which I'm certain that he will, by the actions of the same members in the community, then we can now start moving forward. And the exchange is going to play a major role in making that to happen. And then what happens to those who are not able to keep up? Well, at some point, they are going to come back in. And when they come in, then they will continue from wherever they stopped. That was what the administration said. So if you can't continue at this point, then, well, you have to sort out some other things. And then at your own leisure, whenever you want to, because the community is growing and is growing step by step. So if you can't continue, then it's the choice you made. It doesn't mean that you lose out entirely. It means that whenever you think you can continue, you come back in. That's exactly what he's saying because it's a long-term plan. Now, soon the private exchange will give members a way to cash out Joy G without causing the price to drop. And that's more or less like a peer-to-peer thing. Yeah, peer-to-peer. So the pancake swap would not see activities going on in the community as any kind of private exchange. Rather, they will see it as a peer-to-peer activity. And from what the admin said, on a peer-to-peer level, it doesn't affect the price of Joy G, because it's just peer-to-peer, through our private exchange. So in the private exchange, I don't think the administration would include any charges. It's just peer-to-peer level, provided your transaction fee has been paid for. That's all that matters. Okay. So let me continue. Now, please make daily donations because the BUSD is needed to cover weekly operational expenses. Now, in the meeting of yesterday, the admin said that soon the exchange will be out. And once the exchange is out, he would make it available for everybody. Now, originally, it's supposed to be for agents and whales, but he's opening it up for everybody, not only agents, not only for whales. It's for everybody. So at some point, when we get properly organized and then there are fundings that are coming in regularly, then he's going to step it up so that it will accommodate agents and whales. So what he's trying to do is carrying everybody along at this level. So everybody can take their time to explore the exchange, play around with the exchange, see the benefits you have in the exchange. And to be clear, to be in the private exchange, if you swap from JoyG to BUSD, you are not violating the rules, the huddle rules, because it's more or less like a peer-to-peer thing. And I think that's what the administration is trying to say. So he also said that in the meeting of yesterday, he said that he's looking at a whole lot of agents. He says that we have roughly about 500 agents. That once the exchange is launched, that they should at least make a $100 BUSD donation. So if they do $100 BUSD donation, that should give him some substantial amount of money to settle the June bounties and a lot of other expenses that he needs to address. So he's actually calling on us, agents. He's beckoning on agents that help the community to grow. So if you have $100, then use $100 to buy Joy G, okay? And then that gives him some revenue to be able to settle all expenses that is due to this community. And then you as an individual will also get some returns. Yeah, based on the program on ground, you are going to get 50% of Joy G from the day 8 and day 9 and day 10. So that means you are going to have as much as about $15 in excess. The first 7 days you get nothing, just Joy G in return for your $10 donation. I'm going to talk about it shortly. But if you are able to give out $100, you are going to make some gains, and those gains will continue provided you continue making commitments to the community. So what the admin is actually saying is support him. Okay, we are the ones building our community by ourselves. It's not about someone else doing it. It's not about a corporation. We're not building this for any corporation. It's for us. We are building it for ourselves. Okay. And at the end, we will succeed together. Everybody goes home smiling. Okay. We build a better world. So do not look at it as if it's the administration that makes all the gains. No, do it from the depth of your heart. If you have the fundings, then put it into the community and then get Joy G. No, he has set up the standard already, and that standard is called Agent Huddle Donation Program. So it's about you donating, not buying lump sum of BUSD. And if you're buying a lump sum of BUSD, then that means you should take part in that exercise. It's not about buying Joy G. You have to be able to give. The principle in our community is give and it shall be given unto you. It's that principle. And it's a natural law, okay? So if you are having so much money, it's not fair enough to just go buy Joy G. No, and huddle Joy G. No, distribute that Joy G to agents in the community. I'm also an agent and open to receiving your fundings as well. So as an agent, if you have the money, donate to as many people you can donate to from your heart. And then as much as you donate, you are given an equal match of it. Simple. On the 8th day, you start getting 50% of it. And then on the 31st day, you start getting 100% of your $10 donation. That's it. So admin is encouraging everyone who are agents to donate. Even if you don't have $100, the little you have, donate. Admin needs some fundings to settle some excess of debts. Okay? All right. It doesn't mean that he's having too much debt, but he wants to balance the equation. That's what he wants to do. I hope you get me. So let's continue reading. Now, to be clear, a $10 donation in BUSD will pay out $10 in Joy G, and the 10 selected agents each of you have chosen will see a $1 each added to their donation balance. So if you give $10, you get the system gives you $20 for the first 8 days. For the first 7 days. Now you give $10 in BUSD, and then you select 10 agents that you give $1 each to them, and then the system gives you back $10 in Joy G. That's it. So a total of $20. So you put in $10, you give out $20, $10 to you, $1 each to 10 agents. That's $20 in total. That's what this is saying. And let me continue. Now, agent orientation training will be coming next. And then we will release the Joy G donation coins to the agents as each complete this training. As each complete this training. Now, the administration also bothered about this. He was talking about agents. He said that they are still holding on to some of their coins and that every agent must go through the orientation class. Any agent that doesn't go through the orientation class will not get their fundings. That's what the administration said. They won't get their donations. And as many that refuses to come, then that means it is assumed that they forfeited their donations. Now, I would advise that agents should not be afraid. Some agents are afraid, especially those who are victims of selling. Don't be afraid of going for these orientation classes. There is nothing the administration is holding against you. Okay? It is assumed that you are ignorant until you are informed. It is assumed that you are ignorant until you are informed. And when you are informed, then actions will be taken when you now violate after the orientation class. Now, in the meeting of yesterday, the administration said that member helpers will get you to commit, and member helpers will get me to commit. Member helpers will get everybody who are agents in the community and that will be agents to commit to the terms and conditions that will apply. And there will be a condition to comply, and failure to uphold the condition given to you means that you will be suspended for about 30 days. You will be removed from the agent section of the KCBO for the next 30 days. Now, in the words of the administration, if you still violate again after 30 days, then it is assumed that you are not worthy. Now, let me make it very clear, okay? Now, you are giving the donations, you are giving back the Joy inside of your MetaMask wallet. And then, the conditions are set up, and you shouldn't sell beyond this time. You shouldn't sell through, you should not sell at all through your MetaMask, rather through the private exchange. The whole idea is now pushing the traffic towards the private exchange. Now, if you violate and you choose to use the pancake swap, then there will be a penalty. Okay. Now, if you have become suspended, you are on suspension, and maybe you have a reasonable amount of coins, it is expected that you are to uphold the standard of the community. Uphold the standard. The standard still means you will hodl those coins. You were suspended because you violated. And then at the moment you have violated, it doesn't mean that you are completely out. There are still coins at your disposal. It is expected that you hodl those coins until you have finished your sentence of maybe 30 days suspension, after which you resume. If in the process of your being suspended, you are still using the pancake swap to drive the price of Joy G down, then you are extending your suspension. You are not helping matters. Now, in the words of admin, this one I said was my words, okay? But then the support and the programmers will take time to look into it. Remember, your account is now registered, because you can't take part in this exercise shortly. You won't be able to take part in this exercise without having a registered account. I mean, verified accounts. Okay. Yeah, admin talked about it. Very soon, everybody that will take part in the community must first of all have an active account, and then two, a verified account. So as an individual in this community, make sure that you are in compliance with everything that the system will give you. The system will take time to talk about it in the agent orientation class. So in the words of the admin, if you are suspended and you are brought back and you violate again, the tendency of being removed from the community is there. I mean, excommunicated from the community. Yeah. So I don't want you guys to go contrary, because a lot of us, we have a whole lot of hot blood inside of us. We are given to instant gratification. Allow the system to guide you. That's my emphasis. Because if you don't allow the system to guide you, then I don't know. The agents are the ones that are to be most responsible. And that's where the agent orientation class is. Make sure that everybody is in compliance. As agents, I'm going to be in compliance. I know I'm going to be in compliance. And I hope you talk to yourself and tell yourself, I hope I will be in compliance as well. And if you are willing to be slow to react and you are careful to act, and then you are able to understand the simple language the admin gives, I don't think you'll be a victim. We want to build this thing to the point where Joy G being announced to the world is because of this agent program that we're about to run. And I hope you understand the language. All right, so we're rounding off. Now, hodl Joy G for 7 days, and then you will get $15 of Joy G for the $10 BUSD. So admin says hodl Joy G for 7 days, and on the 8th day, because it was written there, on the 8th day. So quickly, I would go to this so that you will see it clearly. We are still on that, okay? But I want to quickly show so that you see it. This is it. This is for the next 7 days, you get an equal match of Joy G. Now, from the 8th to 30th day, you get a 50% of your $10. It's very clear here. So I hope you get that. Let's continue from where we were. All right, so this is where we are. So I hope we get that, because a lot of people can make some misconceptions, especially members of the community. So admin is saying hodl Joy G for 7 days, and you will get $15 of Joy G for $10 BUSD donation with no flaw prevention. Sorry, with no flaw preventing that from happening. So on the 8th day, you begin to enjoy your $50. So please let this be very clear. Not on the 7th day. You hodl it for 7 days. You keep hodling it even on the 8th day to the 30th day. You enjoy 50%. And 50% is $5. I hope you get that. So now then, after you hodl after a hurdle of 30 days, you will get $20, which is 100% of what you've put in. Now, for each $10 donation, this is spelled out on the KCBO dashboard. Of course, you see that. So that means from the 31st day, you start enjoying 100% of it, which is $20. So you put in $10, you get back $20. Enjoy, Jim. Now, please verify your payment wallet address because this is working to stop those that were stealing hashes. And I've already talked about it in the beginning of this meeting. And everybody should be of the habit of verifying their accounts. Now, if you are a donor, very soon, as a donor, it's expected that a donor should be an agent, but as it is now, anybody can donate. A donor should be able to donate. Even if you are not an agent, you can donate, provided you hodl it. At this level now, as a donor, you can have access to the private exchange. So there is no limitation at this level, whether you're a donor or you're an agent, provided you are having external funds and you are putting into the system. One, two, provided you are using the private exchange, fine. What admin wants to do is to be able to support the community so that the members can have something, and then, I mean, the donors and the agents can have something. And as long as the donors, even though not an agent, can put in some money and then use the private exchange, you should be able to have some money to be able to keep up with your subscription fee payments. And then life will continue. And then over time, you can raise your frequency to the point where you can become an agent and other things will follow. So admin wants to accommodate as many people as possible. That's the idea of what he wants to do. I hope we get that. So I think a number of people asked their questions yesterday. A number of people asked a whole lot of questions. And I remember that the likes of, what's his name? I'm trying to recall his name. Um, it's keeping my mind. One of my beloved brothers from Cameroon, he asked some questions as a member, as a cash center. That was the question he asked. As a cash center, that if you verify your account, can you afford to pay for some other people? Yeah, his name is Dreamimka. I remember now. And then the answer is yes. As a cash center, provided your account is registered or verified, you can pay for as many people as possible. And I want to advise that everybody should learn how to pay for themselves. It's very necessary that you learn to pay for yourselves. It's very, very necessary. You see, we are building a community that when we've built our economy to 1 billion, you see, you can come into our community as a safe haven. Safe haven to run away from fraud. You can come into our community to run. You can be rest assured that dealing with members in the community, you are not afraid that you will lose your money or you can be swindled or something. Our community is building competence. That's exactly what our community is building, competence. And these checks that is put into place, one of which is the verification of your account, is one of it. In our community, you won't see where we can, there are places that are drug cartels. There are coins that you use for drug activities. I don't want to disclose what those coins are. There are a number of people from the underworld that are using cryptocurrencies to do a lot of wonderful things, but you will find out that a lot of people are looking for where to put their money without fear of losing anything. Our community will become that system. When we start this Joy G Givers program, and then we start doing goodwill around the world, you will begin to see that people will begin to come into the community. They'll begin to put in their money into the community because of the gain that the Joy G will give. And that's not all. We will soon begin our our GGR, our gold-backed economy. You see, it's when we begin our gold-backed economy that the camel's back will be broken. I'm really, really, really anticipating when we begin our gold-backed economy. And the way the administration has designed it, it's going to be excellent. I'm not supposed to go into details. I will allow the administration to speak for himself when the time comes. For now, we have to raise the price of Joy G. That's where we are. And I'm calling on you as a member in the community who is also an agent or even a donor. You support the system. because you are doing it for yourselves, you are doing it for your family, you are doing it for your generations to come. Because if you know what the plans of the elites are, it's not going to be nice, it's not going to be friendly. Okay. So on that note, I think I will stop here. And please, if you have your questions to ask, do well to ask, and then I would answer. So these are my beloved brothers. Please, as well, do well to like. If you haven't yet, like, do well to share this video to your friends, to your loved ones. Consistency is the key. Good morning, brother. Thanks for the work. You're very welcome. Now, it's not enough to just give a broadcast. It's also good that you talk to people about the community. I'm doing a broadcast, I'm helping the members inside of the community, but it doesn't end there. I should also go out to make the community known to members, and in as much as they may not consent at first, but be persistent. Try as much as possible, spread the good news. This is good news as long as I'm concerned. So let's continue. My beloved brother from Uganda. Thank you, Ambassador Augustine, thank you for serving humanity. Always a pleasure to support, to serve humanity. Happy to meet up with the live broadcast today. It appears you broadcast earlier these days. Yeah, actually, I do broadcast earlier. There is a whole lot of things on my table. So I try to keep up with, broadcasting first so that I can attend to, of course, that I'm in my office and I have to do it very early because very soon my colleagues will start coming in and that'll be work, work, and work. So that's it. So it's awesome hooking up with you, beloved brother. Thank you very much, my beloved brother, one of the strong men from Lagos in Nigeria. All right. So good morning, Ambassador, and everyone on this live call. We will always remain grateful to your continuous orientation. Thank you, sir. You're very welcome, sir. It's a pleasure. All right. So I just wish to ask that if one falls out of his team now, can he be restored after paying for his account? Yes. If you fall out of your team now, in fact, there is no falling off now because we are about kicking off something. Okay. So at this level, if you fall off and you pay your subscription fee, you will go back to your position. You are not falling off. So that fear of falling off, no. The administration will tell the community when we have gathered the necessary momentum. At this point, we have to gather the people together. The priority are the people. It is not the instructions that are given utmost priority. It is the people. And according to what people are saying, that it's not getting easier. And the administration understands. So he's giving room for the people to come back in and then make their own necessary contributions. You know, now at a point we'll gather back our momentum. At some point, members will come in. Those who have the financial strength to keep up the community will come in. And then those who can still stay in the community will be there. And then at that level, we'll continue from where we are. So at this point, if your account expires, you can renew your account. You will continue from where you are. No cause for alarm. Okay? I hope you understood, my beloved brother Jerry. All right. So good day, Ambassador, beloved brother George. He's very faithful in my broadcast. I do appreciate. Thank you very much, brother George. Thank you for the summary. Great minds online. I do appreciate, beloved, great minds. I wish you could tell me who you are, but thank you very much. Now, was anything done to stop those selling without mercy? Well, the administration says that the exchange will come up, and when the exchange comes up, that the people will start using the exchange. So it is expected that the people will, instead of using the pancake swap, will start using the exchange. That's what the administration said. He was silent about those that are selling with reckless abandon. He was silent about it. And he's also asking, most of the people doing that are members who are agents in the community. And I'm of the school of thought that it is coins that they didn't buy. It were members that donated it to them with the hopes that they will uphold it and use it to do goodwill. But maybe they are using it for their own personal things. That's my school of thought. So that's why they are selling. It is expected that every agent should come for the orientation class. If you're having one jointly with the system, then come for the agent orientation class. That way, people will have to comply. They will have to do the right thing, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if there will be any plan concerning those who are selling with reckless abandon. But I know that everybody who are agents will come for the mass adoption, sorry, will come for the agent orientation class. Is after you have come one-on-one with a member helper and you have agreed to the terms and conditions. If you don't agree, your coins wouldn't be sent. You have to sign that you have agreed, okay? And then maybe at that point, I don't know what happens. I think the admin knows better, okay? All right. I hope I answered you. Don't get yourself worked up by those people doing that. Just relax. Things are going to play out. We have 1 year from now to get the price of Joy to something wow. Okay. So a lot of us are going to skip up with this program and it will be an ongoing thing. Okay. So let's take our time and see what we can do. I mean those marketers. Yeah, marketers are not paying attention, but I'm still of the view that those marketers are agents in the community because you couldn't have known about Joy if you are not a member in this community. Some of them are trading the coins, but they are also members of the community. That's my school of. That's what I think. You know. All right. So thank you for the updates. My attention was divided while listening to the mass adoption meeting yesterday. It's okay, my brother. That's brother Chinedu, brother from another mother. All right. So thank you so much for clearing up my question. You're very welcome. So I believe the information has been passed across. This is also one of my brothers, one of the leaders in Nigeria as well. His name is Brother Emmanuel. A brother, a child of God, a man of God, you know. So I think this is all. If you have any other question to ask, you can ask your question. There are a number of people that asked so many questions yesterday. Gina asked her questions. Gina talked about the fact that she was not able to make any payments. Admin says, well, you have to reset your account. You know, he guided her through it. And he emphasized that member helpers are trained about the Simply Brilliant community. They are not trained about MetaMask. You know, a number of people said a whole lot of things, but I can't go through all of them. So at least I was able to address Gina, and then I was able to address Dreamimka. So till I'll be coming your way again some other time. I believe by the time I'll be coming again, the exchange will be live. And a lot of people will talk about it. I would also talk about the exchange. I would also clarify the community, and we keep learning. We keep learning every day. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for those of us who have taken your time to listen and learn a few things. Do well to like, do well to share, do well to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Till I come your way again some other time. Cheers and God bless you. Bye for now.